What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pilot episode of Basketball State of Mind. I'm your host, DV, representing the old school.
I'm your man, Z the God, representing the new school. What's up with you?
The Young Bucks, man. I'm telling you, they don't know jack, so listen to me.
Yeah, right. You washed up, DV.
Well, you know what else should be washed up? Probably this shirt I have underneath, because it's like protruding on my jersey. I know it's not a good look. But I haven't worn this jersey in a long time, talking about old school, so it's kind of itchy.
Listen, I was gonna say something, but I figured, I'll let you rock.
Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, look, see, respect already. Good. All right, so what we're gonna talk about in this episode is NBA free agency, which everybody's talking about. And then at the end, we're gonna have something like a little special where we compare my old school sentimentalities with the young buck way of thinking nowadays. All right, but let's get into free agency.
Right.
Obviously, the top free agent would have been Kevin Durant if he didn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we have to say it's Kawhi Leonard from the Toronto Raptors.
Right.
And he has lots of things to think about. You know, it's almost been known since he was even traded that he's going to go back home to LA, either the Lakers or probably the Clippers. But he won a championship. Does he stay with Toronto or does he leave?
I don't know, DV. That's a tough one. I like Kawhi a lot. Like, his game is dope. I think he just came off that ring. He played a great final series. If I'm him, I'm staying there and I'm building. There's not a lot of competition in the East, so he's going to have not such a tough path to get to the finals, whereas if he went out to the Lakers, it's going to be a the Clippers. It's going to be a dogfight the whole way through.
Right. No, I mean, that is true. Valid points. But he owes nothing to that city. Like, he owes nothing to that team. You know, like, I've heard a lot of arguments about he should stay for the team, he should stay for the city. He owns the country. He's the only team in Canada.
Right. And
all that stuff. But for me, what it comes down to is what makes you happy. Now, if he wants to stay in Toronto because he thinks that's where he'll be happy, then I'm all for it. But he owes nobody jack shit. If he wants to go back home and go to the Clippers, let him go back to the Clippers. I mean, I've seen on the internet where people are actually mad at him for even thinking about leaving Toronto. It's like, come on, for real? For real? I mean, slavery is over, right?
Right.
But, I mean, if I had to guess, and by the way, we're having a contest to see, like, who gets the most right as far as, like, where free agents, go. And we're going to have consequences. The loser's going to do something. We're going to figure it out. Maybe you can give us some feedback and let us know what you think the loser should do. But if I had to guess, I would say he's actually going to go home and go to the LA Clippers.
You think so? Really?
Yeah. Clippers, I mean, that's where he's from. He's, before he was even traded to Toronto, he wanted to go there. He won a chip. He won the NBA Finals MVP. What more does he need to do? He really doesn't have anything more to do. He's a two-time champ, two-time NBA Finals MVP. One of the best two-way players ever. I think he's leaving.
I mean, I'd have to disagree, DV. I'd say, like, Kawhi is very quiet. He's very soft-spoken. But one thing that we can agree on is that Kawhi is a competitor. And I think just as a competitive standpoint, it's not really any room for him to grow on the Clippers organization. It's going to be a long, slow rebuild process. Maybe they get some good draft picks in the upcoming years, but who really wants to go to the Clippers? I mean, he just came off of a great season, a championship ring. I mean, if I'm Kawhi, I'm staying where I'm at. That's how I feel.
You know what? You bring up a good point. You say he's a competitor. So what, bigger competitive fire can you stoke than going to a third city and winning a third NBA title? I mean, think about it. Not only does he have a chance to get another title, he has a chance to say, see you later, Lakers, and own that city. That becomes a Clipper city. They win a chip. I think it could be a Clipper city.
I don't know. I think another man that we know as LeBron James might have something to say about that. Let's not forget who LeBron is. As great as Kawhi has been playing, I don't think it's going to be a Clipper city. Let's not get beside ourselves here.
All right, look. Here's the thing. LeBron is great.
Right.
I've admitted to you, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I respect. come on, you can't deny. I mean, he's right up there. See, but I'm old school, so I'm gonna say MJ. I know you're gonna say LeBron.
No,
but yeah, but we're not getting into that. That's an episode all unto itself. But LeBron is a great player. He just got Anthony Davis, but then he has 4 scrubs. Like, they don't have anybody. They have $23 million left in cap. That can maybe get you 1 star, like a D-Lo, right? But you have to fill out the rest of that roster. They're going to have the mid-level exception and all this other stuff, and they can get, like, they're going to have veterans that want to play. They'll play for them cheap. Like you had mentioned J.J. Redick before. Yeah, you need shooters, definitely. So he might come and say, listen, I'll take the $4.5 million. But, I mean, it's just like, how often does it happen, and I know it just happened, but how often does it happen where you just get, like, basically a new group of players and win a title that same year? It's tough. When it happened with the Toronto Raptors, I mean, you got one of the top 3 players right now, Kawhi Leonard. You got Marc Gasol, who's, like, just one of the best centers, like, in the league because he do everything. He was a defensive player, like, a few years ago. He can pass the ball. He can shoot. You got Danny Green, top-notch shooter. We all know this. He did it with San Antonio also. So, I mean, that's kind of the exception. It doesn't always happen. Because I remember, because I'm old school, with the Lakers, when they got Gary Payton and Karl Malone, and what happened? Teamed them up with Shaq. Nothing happened. Teamed up with Kobe. Well, it worked when they got Pau Gasol, but when they got Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, nothing happened.
I hear you, but I mean, you could, as great as the Raptors were, if the Lakers land a D'Lo and a J.J. Redick, you can make the argument that the Lakers have more firepower than the Raptors. We have 2 superstars, arguably 3 if you want to include D'Lo, if we get him. We have LeBron, who is arguably the best player in the league, Anthony Davis, who is arguably top 5 players in the league, and D'Lo, who's just on the upcoming rise. Hopefully he doesn't do any more snitching in the locker room. That's here nor there, but they're going to have a good group. And if they get a J.J. Redick as well, that's a lot, maybe not a lot more firepower, but I think they can definitely compete in that conversation with the Raptors, who just won the NBA championship.
Yeah, I mean, Kawhi leaves, obviously it's going to make him a lot weaker. If he leaves, then, Gasol's probably going to leave, like all the free agents they have.
Right.
But, I mean, the Lakers have a chance, but as you mentioned before, they're in the West. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be tough. But let's keep moving forward. Kawhi, I say Clippers, and you say he's staying in Toronto.
Right.
So let's talk about Kevin Durant. Who would be the top free agent prospect but got hurt. What do you think he goes, Zeke?
Oh, I don't know. If I'm Kevin Durant, I'm going to the Knicks, man. Let's bring him to the Garden, man. What's that?
You're saying he's going to the New York Knickerbockers.
Wait.
No, Knicker with a K.
Yo, make sure you enunciate, man. Watch it.
The Knicker.
Got you. Okay. I was going to have to get you, DB.
No, the Knicks. All right, look. I like Mitchell Robinson. Great shot blocker. He's definitely prototype for today's NBA, center, just rim running.
Right.
Kevin Knox, I'm not a big fan of his game. He's a volume shooter. Just by metrics, he sucks.
Oh man!
I like Dennis Smith Jr. When he dunks, but everything else that he does, what does he do?
What? You can't be serious.
He's a dynamic player, and I loved him in college when he had the rock all the time. But you can't have the rock all the time. And then who else? Frank Ntilikina. I mean, they don't even believe in him. They brought in Emmanuel Mudiay. They brought in Dennis Smith Jr. They brought in what's his face?
Don't forget about ISO Zo. Don't forget about ISO Zo.
That point guard. But they brought all these other point guards because they didn't believe in Ntilikina. I mean, they actually fucked him up. I think they actually fucked him up. But he's young. I think he's still 20. He's got the wingspan, he can still play defense, but as far as offensive facilitating, they totally screwed that up. So what I'm saying is the Knicks are garbage. If Kevin Durant goes to the Knicks by himself, especially by himself, it does nothing. It does not change the game in any way because he's going to sit out the next season. And you need more than Kevin Durant. He needs to go with somebody like a Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, but they can afford a Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Durant.
But I think Kyrie Irving, and we'll skip to him, and we'll actually make him a pair.
Right.
Kyrie Irving is going to the Nets. He's going to the Brooklyn Nets. My Brooklyn Nets. Yeah.
Oh,
he's going
God.
to my Brooklyn Nets. Right? And it's going to be sad, saying bye to D'Lo, because I love D'Lo. He just elevated the whole team, not even just his play, but the whole team's play.
Right.
But Kyrie Irving is better. Of course, you have to worry about chemistry issues. It's like, it might be worse chemistry issues than when D'Lo snitched. That's how bad it could be. That's how bad it could be. But we don't know, everything that happened in Boston. What we do know is that a lot of the young guys were complaining because Brad Stevens was playing Gordon Hayward, even though Gordon Hayward sucked. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Jaylen Brown's ready. Jason Tatum needs to rock. So they were complaining. So
those guys are ready to go.
That was a big thing. So I don't know how much Kyrie played into that. But I do think Kyrie's going to go to the Nets, and I think Kevin Durant will also come to the Nets because he knows that he needs somebody. Because usually when you win a title, you need at least 2 stars, sometimes 3. You look at the past. The only team that I can think of that didn't have 2 superstars were actually the Raptors, because Spicy P, Pascal Siakam, he's not a superstar yet. But Toronto Raptors and was it 2003, 2004 Detroit Pistons when they didn't have any superstar.
Right.
They had Chauncey Billups, they had Rip Hamilton.
They had just a real solid team.
They had
you could argue that Rasheed Wallace was a superstar. Nah?
No, he was a star. But he wasn't a superstar.
Got you.
But even so, if he was a superstar, that's just one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to win a title, you need at least 2. Better 3, obviously. So I think Kyrie and KD come together in Brooklyn. Another reason why I say that, both of them Rock Nation, clients.
Right.
There's that connection with the Nets because the dude that runs Rock Nation is a twin brother of the CEO of the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So there's some home cooking going on.
That's what I'm saying. And not even that, the guy that performed the surgery, the foot surgery, and the latest surgery, Dr. Martin O'Malley, guess who he works for? The Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, gosh.
There's a lot of connections there. So officially, I'm saying Kyrie, KD, Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
That's so corny, though. If you're going to come to New York, come all the way to New York. You win a title in Brooklyn, it's not the same. It'll mean more if you're doing it, grinding it out every night at the Garden, the Mecca of basketball, arguably.
Hold on. I hear that argument all the time. Why is Madison Square Garden called the Mecca? Is it because of the Knicks? Because of 69 and 73? No. Way before that, it was called the Mecca because of boxing. It was called the Mecca because of boxing.
Listen,
we're getting basketball.
This is 20 or 30
Hold on. The Knicks, worst record since 2000. They suck.
Before we jump into the 1940s and 50s when you were born, let's just keep it a stack here. New York is the Mecca of basketball.
No, it is. It is. All right, look. Where do all the great guards come from?
New York.
Where in New York? Brooklyn. They're in Brooklyn. They're all coming from Brooklyn. Even the New York Knicks' last star before Melo, Starbury. Where's he from? Brooklyn. All the guards are from Brooklyn, man. I'm telling you. The Knicks, the whole Madison Square Garden thing, overrated. All right, so where do you think Kyrie's going?
I don't know. I think he might be leaning towards Brooklyn. But if Kevin Durant hits him up and says, yo, I'm going to the Knicks, they know if they're not together, none of this means anything.
You're right.
We can both agree on that. None of this means anything.
You're right.
So if Kevin Durant wants to go to New York, I think Kyrie's coming with him.
All right, so you saying KD, Kyrie to the Knicks?
I'm saying KD, Kyrie to the Knicks.
Like a fool. All right, so next up. So Kyrie Irving was actually the 3rd rated free agent.
Right.
So it's good that we paired them up anyway. Next up, we have Kemba Walker.
Ooh.
Kemba Walker.
Cardiac Kemba. Oh, man.
Where do you think Kemba's going?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I kind of like Charlotte for him, but I think he just wants to grow and get to that next phase in his career. Like, let's be honest, he's not going to win much in Charlotte. I'm not sure if the Lakers can afford a Kemba right now. What do you think?
No, I mean, with $23 million,
maybe if he wants to take a pay cut?
Well, he did say he'd take a pay cut with Charlotte. But he made 13 All-NBA, so he gets the Supermax contract. You need at least $32 million for him. And the Lakers don't have that. Charlotte has that. They can go over the cap for him because they own his bird rights.
Shit, I mean...
And he said he would take less. So I'm going to say he's staying in Charlotte. He's gonna rock with Jordan the rest of his career.
Yeah, honestly, I might have to agree with you. I think he also could come to New York if what we said before, if Kyrie decides to go to Brooklyn and Kevin Durant still wants to come to New York, he would be another feasible option for that 1-2 punch with Kevin Durant. So, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. That's a possibility, but I think Kemba might stay in Charlotte as well.
Okay, so you stay in Charlotte. All right, cool. So let's see. Who do we have up next? You see, we have high production value over here. Klay Thompson. That's just easy. I think we spend 10 seconds on this. Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors. All right. Kristaps Porzingis, restricted free agent. Another team can try to get him from Dallas Mavericks, but Mark Cuban's not trading first round picks for a rental that didn't even play. So no matter what, Mavericks are going to match whatever.
Yeah, I saw somewhere online, I believe it was Bleacher Report, that they're already looking to offer him $158 million. So I think he's staying put.
Yeah, I have to say, real quick, another reason why, the Knicks are just bad management. You traded Kristaps Porzingis. Understandably, you wanted to be traded because he didn't know where the team was going, and he was hurt. But he was that superstar already there in New York that could have attracted another superstar, where Kevin Durant would easily say, yeah, I'll play with the unicorn. But they traded him away to clear up all this cap space, and they may get zero.
Oh man, yeah, that was definitely a bad move. I don't know how they let him slip away, but hey, it's not the first time. I just feel like everyone, when they leave the Knicks, they flourish.
Yep.
They flourish, everyone.
Yep. Except for Melo, but that's something. he was on the tail.
No, leave Melo alone, man.
No, I like Melo, but he left the Knicks. I will say Jerry Lin left the Knicks and he got a ring. How many did that, Melo?
No.
Let me stop.
Don't do that.
All right, Jimmy Butler.
I think he's going to Houston. I think he wants to team up with James Harden. I don't know if it'll be a good idea, but I think that's where he's going. I think Houston is prepared to pay him whatever he wants.
Yeah, you're going to have to trade some players, though. Are you willing to trade? Well, actually, Daryl Morey already said that he would trade whomever to make the team better. But they would need to get rid of a Clint Capella.
Which is costly for them.
Yes, and they also have
he's
to
an important piece.
Tucker. Put it this way, you don't have three superstars, but you might have a situation where it'd be like Golden State, where if you don't have depth, that's going to fuck you up. If one of your stars gets hurt. And that's very possible if, Chris Paul, CP3, he's getting older, still one of the best point guards. I would say he's the top 15 point guard right now. James Harden, old school guy saying this, probably the best offensive talent ever. Yeah, that's crazy.
Are you giving someone some credit that plays in the NBA today?
Yeah, no, I mean...
What's the occasion?
Well, I mean, look. He does a step
as you sit there with your Charles Barkley jersey on.
But no, I mean, look at what he does. He scores in so many ways. His release point, his package, his layup package is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Shoots the threes. He makes people look dumb. I think the most unstoppable move ever is Kareem's hook shot. Most unstoppable. You can't stop that.
Why am I not surprised?
But then, let's see, I give props to you, young bucks. The next thing might be fucking Harden's Euro step.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I think it's amazing the way that he's able to just create contact, and he's very deceptive with the ball during that Euro step. So if you swipe at here, he's moving his hands over here, and now he's shooting 2 free throws. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts because he's all the way up here. He's low on the pit. It's crazy.
But I'm not sure how him and Jimmy Butler will fit. I know Jimmy Butler is not the most ball dominant player, but in Philly right now, at the end of games in crunch time, he has the ball in his hands. Right. Now he's going to be standing in the corner watching Harden, and he's a solid shooter. He's not a great 3-point lights out shooter. So how does he fit into that system?
I mean, you actually have 3 ball handlers there: CP3, James Harden, and Jimmy Butler, and they all want that last shot.
Right.
But we know who the top dog is James Harden. Now, with Jimmy Butler, and he's still in his prime, will he voluntarily take a back seat? Because I think he stays in Philadelphia simply because they'll do whatever he says. Because he is the veteran. You look at the playoffs. I mean, they were in those games because of Jimmy Butler. They didn't even give Ben Simmons the rock in the fourth quarter to bring the ball down because, Ben Simmons can't.
Because he can't knock down a jump shot.
But it's like Jimmy Butler. He does so many things, and he's such a clutch shooter. He's proven it time and time again. So I think he's going to stay in Philadelphia. You're saying he's going to Houston, right?
Right.
I think he's definitely going to stay because they can also offer him the most money. With the Rockets, with Daryl Morey, they've been a little suspect lately. So Daryl Morey's a genius GM. But when you give CP3 money where he'll be like, 50 years old making $45 million.
Is he worth it?
I gotta question my judgment thinking Daryl Morey's the GM.
Right.
So
I understand that.
All right, next up we have another Sixer, and Charles Barkley fan, not a Sixers fan. But we have Tobias Harris.
Straight out of Long Island, baby.
That's right. Power forward, stretch 4, can shoot. Where is he going?
I think he's going to stay where he's at. They have a pretty good chance to win it. If they can get Jimmy Butler to stay, I think he'll stay as well. I think those two are a package deal, in my opinion.
I don't think he's going to stay because it's like, what did he do in the playoffs? He had a couple of good games in the playoffs, but in the Brooklyn series, he was pretty quiet except for he was pretty quiet for his few games. But what does he do? Because it's like Ben Simmons has the rock, Jimmy Butler has the rock, Embiid has the rock. The Sixers even want to pay him a max deal as the 4th option. So I don't think it makes a lot of sense, for that to happen. I think there's a shot that if the Nets don't get Kevin Durant, they may go to Tobias Harris. Now I know the Knicks have said that if they can't get any of their top guys, they're not going to max out anybody else. Like what happened in 2010 when they couldn't get Bosh, Wade, and LeBron. They maxed out Amari Stoudemire. I think that's going to happen again. I think he's going to go to the Knicks. I think he's going to the Knicks. And I feel bad for Tobias Harris. But I think the Knicks will put out that offer. They'll give him the max. They'll sell it as the hometown kid. Because they need something. And I don't think they're going to get KD. I don't think they're going to get Kyrie. They're not going to get Kawhi. So, as much as they say, we're not giving money to anybody else, I think they will. They're gonna choke and they're gonna give the money to Tobias Harris. He's going to the Knicks.
See, the thing about that is, I also think that Tobias is a competitor and that he wants to win. And I know if they don't get a Kevin Durant or a Kyrie Irving on the Knicks, and he's going to be the primary guy on the Knicks, I don't think they're going to go super far. They may make the playoffs because it's the Eastern Conference, but they might get to maybe the first or second round, tops, and that's pushing it.
Yeah, I'm going to play. Come on, man. It's the Knicks.
The Knicks is cursed. Don't put that jersey on, Tobias. Don't do it. Stay where you at in Philly.
Yeah.
You got a chance to win it and compete out there. I think he's doing a great job.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I agree with everything that you say, but at the end of the day, for someone like Tobias Harris, I love his game, you're going to want the money. He's young. When is he going to be able to get another max contract? Because I think he's 26 or something like that. Signs a 4-year deal, 30, so he's still kind of in his prime. But this is where he's going to make his money, this contract. So I think if the Knicks say, hey, listen, we'll give you, the max allowed, which I think is 4 years, 150 or something, he's going to take it. So I think he's going to the Knicks. You think he stays? He'd be smart if he stayed. But I
think he's going to take the money?
I think he's going to take the money.
Do you think the Knicks are going to offer him $150 million?
They'll offer it to him because they're going to lose out. Like they're going to do 2010 all over again. Tobias Harris may as well be called Amari Stoudemire because they're going to offer him the max because they got to save face. Because I don't think they're patient.
So you
How much longer can the Knicks suck?
I mean, to be honest, they've been quite comfortable sucking for so long. Why not? Why spend $150 million on Tobias Harris and still suck?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm sticking with my answer.
All right, cool.
Tobias Harris going to the Knicks. You're saying he stays. I hope he stays because I like Tobias Harris. I just don't think they're going to offer him the money. I think they're going to let him walk.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Next up, we have Chris Middleton, Milwaukee Bucks, shooter, defender.
Again, I think Chris Middleton is going to stay where he's at as well. They had a great season. They were the top team in the Eastern Conference, or weren't they the top team in the league? Yeah, they were the top team in the league. Giannis just came off of that MVP season, and he's getting a lot of open looks. But Giannis drawing and kicking all season long. Giannis is making his work easy for him. I think he's a solid player, and I think he's going to stay where he's at and look to build and compete over there.
Yep, I agree, totally agree. Chris Middleton's going to stay. He's basically their second option. Obviously Giannis is going to be number one, but Chris Middleton's a solid second option. You can say Eric Bledsoe. When he's on, but Chris Middleton, he's just reliable. He's a reliable shooter, reliable defender.
But also, what I think could happen is if the Clippers do land like a solid first option, I think it's also possible for him to go to the Clippers as well and be that second guy over there, depending on who they get to grab.
Right. See, and that's what I hate about you young Bucks, man, because you're changing your mind. You said Bucks already. You're trying to say Clippers. Yo, make up your damn mind. That's why this world is crazy because you guys are so indecisive, man. All right. Next up, we have Nikola Vucevic. Center Orlando Magic. He has such an old school game. He just dominates down low. Double threat like every single night. He gets the rebounds. Tough competitor. I think he stays just because I don't think he's going to get any other offers, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think he's going to stay exactly where he's at and just continue to try and compete and do what he's doing, but I think he's going to stay.
And he'll be successful.
Yeah, he'll be solid.
20 and 10. He'll have a chance to be All NBA because I think the Magic are on the come up. Like I love Aaron Gordon. If they come up, he'll be more recognized. If you follow the NBA, you already know who Vucevic is. He's a double machine. So
wait, also I go changing my mind again.
Oh my God! Surprise!
If the Hornets can keep Kemba, I think that'd be a great fit if they could grab him as well. That'd be a nice 1-2 punch because Kemba needs some help.
And you know what, that would work. But it's like one of those things where they need to sign Vucevic first
to attract Kemba.
No, not even that. So they works on the cap space because the Hornets have Kemba Walker's bird rights, so you can go over the cap for your own guy, but not the new guy.
Right,
so
okay.
That's actually pretty good, but I'm not changing my mind because I'm not like you. All right.
That's your problem with your own heads.
Yeah, right.
Don't want to explore.
Be stubborn. Next up, we have my man D'Angelo Russell. It's so funny because with the Nets, the fans are so split. I'm like, no, we want D'Lo because it's like you gotta be loyal. Brought the team up, but Kyrie's also a better player. The chemistry, of course, we have to worry about. Even the injuries, we have to worry about. So I'm actually kind of, I hate to say, I'm kind of like Zeek on this, where I'm not sure really. Yeah.
What was that?
I'm kind of like Zeek, except better looking. I'm not sure where I go with this, but if I gun to my head, I want Kyrie going to Brooklyn. And D'Lo, I'll be very happy for him, rooting for him as he plays for the Indiana Pacers next to Vic Oladipo. I'll still be a D'Lo fan, but it won't be with Brooklyn. I think he's going to the Pacers, teams up with Oladipo and have one of the dopest backs.
Are you trolling right now?
No, he's going to the Pacers.
Is this a joke?
Where do you think D'Lo's going?
He's going back to LA. He is making his return to play with the King and AD, and they're going to get a ring this year.
Okay.
That's a bold statement, but
It is a bold statement because, look, they're going to have that problem again where you have 3 pretty good players. What happens if one of them gets hurt? And we know, LeBron was just hurt, and he is old. Still a great player, though. Still top 5.
are you calling someone else old?
Yeah, I'm calling someone else old because, like, God damn it, is my right. Here's the amendment. I can say it right here on our fucking show.
Oh, man.
So LeBron is getting older. No denying that. He's getting older. Anthony Davis, this is what I want you to do. Google Anthony Davis. Look at the games that he's played his whole career. He's hardly ever played more than 70 games. I don't think he's played more than 70 games in any season. So he can get hurt. D'Lo, I like D'Lo, so I won't really diss him. But like I said, again, a thing where it could be like the Golden State Warriors, where if one of your superstars goes down, God forbid 2 of your superstars go down, you're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs. And I think if D'Angelo Russell goes there, and you're saying they're going to win a chip, I'm calling you a liar, man. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Look, if they keep D'Lo, Anthony Davis, LeBron, and then next year they have a little more money in cap space and they get better guys, I can see it. But right now, I can't because they only have 2 guys and 4 scrubs. Let's see what free agency what it brings. But you're saying D'Lo makes a return to LA?
Yeah.
I think he's going down south. He's going to Indiana. Gonna rock it with Oladipo.
Nah, man. I just think that D'Lo, like the first point that you made about him not being able to share the ball, I think his game is actually going to complement them because he's such a great shooter and he wants to shoot the ball, whether it's him creating for himself or if he's catching and shooting. He wants to let that thing fly, and no doubt about it, he's going to get plenty of opportunity to do that with LeBron driving in the paint and Anthony Davis already in the paint. He's going to be butt-ass naked all season long from 3. Like,
hold on a minute. That's a little suspect right there. That's a little suspect right there. He's going to be butt-ass naked shooting 3s? Yo, why you got to play an image like that for our viewers? But anyway, let's just move forward because I feel a little weird right now. So next up, we got JJ Redick. Now, he's someone I think will go to the Lakers because I think he's one of those veterans that'll take like the mid-level exception, play for 1, 2, 3 years at 4.5. He's made his money because that first year he was with the Sixers, he made almost $20 million. I think he made like 22. They just used it for cap space. But I think he's going to the Lakers, because you have, like you said, LeBron's going to drive. You have AD down low, actually AD everywhere. But
right.
JJ Redick's going to have tons of opportunities to just sit back, relax, and hit it from deep. So I'm saying Lakers.
I'm going to say Lakers as well.
Okay. Wow, we actually agree on something.
So what's the occasion?
It's been a while.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? But no,
it actually made sense for once.
But no, I mean, that's not even true. I'm lying right now because off camera, we agreed that I'm the smartest one between the 2 of us. So next up, we have DeMarcus Cousins. Right? DeMarcus Cousins coming back with the Golden State Warriors. He did okay when he played. Slow. I mean, it was noticeable that he is not as explosive as he used to be, but he has a ridiculous skill set for a big man. And someone's gonna pay money. I don't think they're gonna pay max money, but he'll definitely get double digits. Maybe $15 million or something like that. Where do you think he's going?
I think he'll end up on the Knicks or the Nets. Honestly, I think. Like you said, his performance this year wasn't great. He doesn't look as explosive out there. He doesn't look like he's fully ready to be back on the court yet. And just for that, I don't think any of the top teams that are competitors and contenders for winning a title will pay him what he wants to get paid unless he's willing to take another pay cut, which is what he did this year to get a ring. And guess what? He's still ringless. So I think this time he's going to go where he can get the most money, which will be a subpar team like the Knicks or the Nets, depending on who they land.
Hold on a minute. The Nets are not subpar. And the Knicks are definitely not subpar.
What?
The Knicks are like bottom of the barrel. So I know they got lots of hate comments or whatever, like your DV, you suck, man. You don't know nothing about basketball. You always dissing the Knicks or whatever. I expect that from the Knicks fans because you know what, they're garbage too. No, I'm only kidding. All right, I think DeMarcus Cousins actually going to Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks have a lot of cap space. They have Luka Doncic. Great player. He does it all. Great playmaker. Definitely the facilitator of the offense. That's why they got rid of Dennis Smith Jr. And just like a young team, I think that someone like I think it was Powell, the young center, can learn from DeMarcus Cousins. And DeMarcus Cousins, like, he would just open up so many lanes for Luka Doncic.
But I feel like DeMarcus Cousins wants the ball. He already played a whole season without really having the ball.
Luka's going to give him the rock. Luka, I think he averaged like 6 assists a game as a rookie. He's going to give him the rock. And I think DeMarcus Cousins is going to try to recoup some of that money he lost when he played with the Golden State Warriors by playing in Texas where there's no state tax. So he's going to Dallas Mavericks for a few reasons, in my head. So I'm saying Mavericks, and you are saying the Knicks.
Right.
And you called the Knicks subpar, which is a gross overstatement. That is definitely not what they are. Next up, Malcolm Brogdon. Rookie of the year.
Right.
When there's really no other rookie. Darius Saric was close, but there's really no other rookie to contend with for that award. So Malcolm Brogdon, I'm gonna jump in real quick. I think he's gonna stay. I think the Bucks are gonna try to keep the team together as much as possible from the season, which just makes sense because they did have the best record in the NBA. Yes, they fell obviously to the Raptors in the Eastern Conference, but I think they're gonna bring the gang back. And, I think Malcolm Brogdon stays. I mean, he's not a superstar or anything like that. Solid player, steady, reliable, plays defense, always puts in the effort, shoot the ball, facilitate. I mean, he's like on a low level. He kind of reminds me of Andre Miller from back in the day. You don't know who that is? YouTube Andre Miller. Another player that wasn't spectacular, but he played in the league for like 20 years because he was reliable.
Right.
So I'm saying stays with the Bucks.
I don't know. I say keep an eye out for him to go to the Lakers as well.
Man, you're just saying Lakers because that's your team. Because LeBron's on there. Lakers? Oh, my God.
I say the Lakers. Like, he already has experience playing with someone that's going to dominate the paint and kick out the shooters. So why not do that on an even higher level with the Lakers where they have two guys that can do it?
All right. I was going to say, if you're saying, like, who's better right now between Giannis and LeBron, I know you're going to be LeBron, so I can't even ask you that question. But I would say Giannis, not because I hate LeBron or trying to be a LeBron hater. I mean, he won MVP by a landslide for a reason. I mean,
because LeBron was hurt.
No, Giannis.
You're right. That was the reason.
Giannis elevated his game. There's no questioning that. He's an unstoppable force. I mean, how many times do you see him dunk from the 3-point line, no dribble? It's ridiculous. Giannis is a 7.
That sounds like a travel to me. That's what that sounds like.
No.
But then again, there are no travels in the NBA, so who cares?
Anymore. But Giannis, from the 3-point line, no dribble, dunks. He does everything. Rebounds, plays defense. He was up there. He could have been Defensive Player of the Year also, which actually should have went to Paul George, I think. Rudy Gobert. I like Rudy Gobert, but come on, man. It's Paul George. But anyway. All right, Malcolm Brogdon staying with the Bucks. You think he's going to the Lakers?
Right.
I think he'd rather play with Giannis because Giannis is a better player. All right. Next up, we have. Oh, this is a good one. Al Horford. He said no to the Celtics. Didn't pick up his player option, and the option was a lot of money. I think it was like $25 million for 1 year. He thinks he can go out there and get a multi-year deal. Make I don't know how much he thinks he can make. He is 31, 32 years old. Sign him to a 4-year deal. He's going to be, mid-30s, and I don't know. But his game has never been predicated on athleticism.
Right.
He's smart. He's just smart.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, are you going to pay him more than $25 million per year?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's going to be tough. Like, honestly, if I had to pick a team, I'm not even sure. Because if I was a team, he's a great leader, and he could be like that veteran spice that you need in to cook in that stew for a championship. But he just turned down like $25 million. Like, I don't know if I want to spend more money than that. Like, I don't want to give him 4 years, that's for sure. The most I would give is 2 years, and I just don't know what team would want to do that. So I'm just going to take a stab, and it's going to be my default answer just because they have the most cap space money. I think he'll go to the Knicks.
Yeah, I think that him and Kyrie are a package deal as well. Wherever Kyrie ends up, I think you'll see Al Horford with that same jersey on, wherever that is. If it's the Knicks or the Nets, I think he's going to follow Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie had a great chemistry with everyone, but that was more so with the backcourt players and maybe the wing players as well. But I don't think him and Al Horford butted heads at all, because Al Horford is getting a lot of buckets from Kyrie. Kyrie's creating a lot of his opportunities to score. And I think that they're a package deal.
All right, so you're saying he's going to the Knicks then? Hold on, man. So you think he's going to the Knicks?
So either the Knicks or the Nets. Whoever lands, Kyrie.
You have to pick one because we have a contest.
Okay, so I'll go with the Knicks.
All right, cool. So we actually agree on that in a roundabout way. This is a good one. This is a good one, and I'd love him for the Nets. Julius Randle. Now, he averaged like a double-double, strong game, shot the three. Not a great percentage, but he was at like, I think 33% or something like that. Big body, definitely an old-school kind of game, but he can't go out there. Not as great yet, but, I would still consider him a stretch four. The defense isn't there, but he's an interesting player because if there's any comp that I have for Zion Williamson, it's actually Julius Randle. Obviously, Zion's a much better athlete, but I think they still have the same game at this point. Zion hasn't even played, so you can't even say for sure. But Julius Randle's interesting. He rejected his play option with the Pelicans. Where do you think he's going?
I think Julius Randle might actually end up on the Pacers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting look with him and Vic Oladipo. I think those two could shake things up a bit over in the Eastern Conference. I think I like Julius Randle's game a lot. To me, he's like a poor man's LeBron almost.
See, that's interesting because they also compare Zion to LeBron. So me saying Randle and Zion are the same, and you saying Randle and LeBron. So look at that, see?
Yeah, very similar. A lot of similarities in their games, I believe.
Yeah, I think
he does a little bit of everything.
I think he's gonna take the money and go to the Kings.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kings have the third most cap space.
True.
They have almost $60 million. And what's his face? Harrison Barnes just said, "Yo, I'm leaving." He didn't pick up his option, so that's like money right there. It's going to be like $20 million.
Yeah.
I think Randle. Well, I mean, to say he takes the money, then you're saying that the Kings suck and they only have money. They're actually a good up and coming team. De'Aaron Fox, great point guard. What's his face? Oh, the one with the ugliest smile ever, the shooter. What is his name?
Aren't you sitting right here?
Oh, listen to you, man. I don't even smile like that. But, but it's killing me. Who is that shooter? Buddy Hield.
Okay.
Good shooter. It's a good, it's a good young team. Harry Giles, is coming off injury. He played pretty well. And, of course, Marvin Bagley.
But I think today we live in an era of microwave championships. Nobody wants to play for a good up-and-coming team. I think it's all about winning right now. And if he wants to take the money, you could make that argument. But I think if he wants to win, he has a better chance of winning with the Pacers.
Okay, so you said the Pacers. I said the Kings. We'll move forward to former net, probably arguably the best net overall in the NBA, because in the NBA, obviously, it'll be Dr. J. But Brook Lopez, where is he going?
I think he resigns.
He has to resign.
He has to resign.
I mentioned it before. The Bucks are going to want to keep the team that have the
best record in the league.
Yeah.
And he was a key part. You can't, if you let him slide away, you just fumbled the bag. You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's a 5, can stretch the floor, great 3-point shooter, protects the rim, slow as fuck. But when he's in the area, he can protect the rim.
Right.
Doesn't get a lot of rebounds, but when you have Giannis, getting boards, don't even worry about it. Just shoot the 3, and he does that well. I think he'll get paid, and he stays with the Bucks. And finally, we have DeAndre Jordan, who is, it must be noted, really good friends with Kevin Durant. And some people say that people will sign Jordan so that they can get Durant. So where do you think Jordan goes?
I think he stays with the Knicks. I think he stays just for that reason right there.
He's
Like,
gonna take a cheaper deal. You don't think he wants his money
no.
because his friend is coming?
Yeah, I think he
I don't
stays.
care. If my brother was like, "Yeah, I'm coming, but you gotta take less money," I'd be like, "Fuck that!"
But you got to think about his game though. Like he's also getting a little bit older. His game is all based on athleticism. So how much is he really worth at this point? Like he's still a tall rim presence,
right? That's what
defensively, but
yeah, I mean, he averaged a double last year. Granted, 13 boards and like I think 11 points or something like that. But there's still a place for him in the NBA, and someone like Clint Capella with Houston, Jarrett Allen in Brooklyn, they all kind of have the paragon of DeAndre Jordan, right? Because DeAndre Jordan was like, in modern basketball, the prototype where you protect the rim, you run the floor, get lobs, and dunk, right? Rim runner.
Right.
So he's the old school version of it, and I think he'll make money somewhere. And all that said, all the hot air coming out of my mouth, I agree. I think he will stay with the Knicks.
Right.
I think he's going to stay with the Knicks.
I think so too.
So those are predictions for NBA free agency. Next week we're going to review, who got the most right, and we'll have some sort of consequence as far as what the loser has to do. So stay tuned for that, and we're going to build up an IG. You can leave comments on there. Feel free to bash me because I'm bashing the Knicks. I don't give a damn. Meet me in the streets. That's all I got to say. Let me flex on you real quick.
Oh, man.
But we're going to set that up, and that's it. We'll see what happens. Okay, moving on. We're going to do the segment. We're probably going to do it every episode. We're going to try to do it every episode. In fact, you can help us do it every episode, where we're going to talk about some aspect of basketball from the old school guy and the young buck right here. All right? So this week, we're going to talk about if you need a rebound, who do you want out there on the court?
Ooh.
So I'm going to go first because you got to respect your damn elders. So there's a few people that I've been thinking about, and I'll give my final answer at the end. Hakeem Olajuwon, one of the best players ever. If you ask me, I think he's the best center ever. Yes, I know Kareem, I know Will, I know Shaq, I know all these people. I get it. But Hakeem, the footwork, amazing. Agility, amazing. The moves down low, amazing. I mean, this dude was unstoppable in his prime. And he did everything. Score, rebound, block shots, steals, everything. MVP for a reason, two-time champion for a reason, but I'm not choosing him. Great rebounder, but I'm not choosing him. So who else am I thinking about? I'm thinking about my man right here, Charles Barkley. Gets the board. What does he do after he gets the board? Coast to coast. Dribble through three guys. The whole defense now. And cram it in on someone's head. That was the thing with Charles Barkley. Anytime he got a rebound, and he got a lot of them, there's always a chance he's going to take coast to coast. Unstoppable. He was just amazing. A monster, a beast, all that stuff. The round mound, the rebound. There's a reason why he has that nickname, why I'm choosing him. But he's not even my final choice. I think if I need a rebound, I want Dennis Rodman out there.
Ooh.
The Worm. 6'8", probably weighed 200 pounds soaking wet. But the thing about Dennis Rodman that I liked and why I think he would get a rebound if I needed it, his desire to rebound. That's the number one thing. All you fat kids that play like CYO basketball, right? If you think you stink, and you might stink, if you can rebound, your coach is going to play you. And you only need one thing. And I was like Dennis Rodman, like supernova level. Desire to rebound. Like Dennis Rodman would jump into the stands, like crazy jump in the stands. I know a lot of people jump in the stands to get a rebound, but he would actually take out 50 people with him. And, it's like beers all over him. He didn't care. He would hustle. I mean, the heart that he had is amazing. Crazy as a motherfucker. But his rebounding, just off of hustle, just off of just the desire. And this was the time when people were averaging 17 rebounds a game. Dennis Rodman was doing that. He led the league many times. So if I need a rebound, I'm going with a dude that dyes his hair, has like 50 nose rings, dates like
people that look like you.
No.
Because that's what he's into.
Hold on. He dates high-level skanks back in the day. Okay? So I can appreciate all that stuff. But his rebounding, oh man, utmost respect. Just desire and hustle. Like I said, any fat kids out there, if you have the desire and hustle, you're going to get boys. And you'll play. You'll get burned on the court. So my answer, Dennis Rodman, the Worm.
All right, cool. I get it. That makes sense. But I don't know. To me, as a young buck, like a lot of guys come to mind, and the first person I think of is, ironically, he's from the guard position. Like I like Russell Westbrook a lot. Like he's super hungry. Like he just has that will to win. If the ball is out there and it's up in the air, he's gonna go get it. He's such a fierce competitor. Like you can say what you want about Westbrook with his shot selection, and sometimes he's careless with the ball. But if you need a rebound at the end of the game, he's gonna get that board to secure that win. But that's not my final answer. Another person that comes to mind right now is Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
Yo,
okay.
He's a rebounding machine.
Oh yeah.
Literally, if you need the ball, he's buying his team so many more extra possessions a game. Like that's so valuable if you're looking to win. But again, that's not who I'm going with either. I think my final answer is gonna be Dwight Howard.
Oh, Dwight Howard.
Listen, but he's the only active player that is even in the top 20 rebounders of all time. He's the only active player left.
Okay.
He's the only, and he's still in the league. You get what I'm saying? Even though he didn't play last year because of whatever he had going on off the court. We're not going to talk about that.
On the low.
But nah, he's getting his team so many extra possessions a game. You know how hard it is to box out Dwight Howard?
True.
Come on.
True.
He's relentless on the glass. So I'm going with Dwight Howard.
Okay, that's a decent answer. These things are never about who's better. These segments will never be about who's better. It's just like we just putting out names out there, just so you know. But as an old school guy, I am stubborn. I'll always think that I'm right. Young buck, he will always think he's right. But it's a good conversation starter. You put out names, you check them out. Let us know what you think. If there is a right or wrong, or who is better, let us know who you think is better in the IG. We'll set something up. Just leave it in the comments. We'd appreciate that. This is our first show. I thought it went pretty well. It wasn't too bad.
Absolutely.
Thought there was good energy. Definitely on the screen, I would be on your left side. So definitely on the screen, on the left side, you were just like blessed with just like handsome.
Wait,
just like straight up.
Can we turn his lighting down some? Because he's getting out of hand. We need to.
No, that's why it looks so good. It's the lighting. It's the lighting.
Shut his mic off, please. He's out of know.
But no, it was a good first show.
Right.
Good pilot. I don't even think it's a pilot. I think we just go full blown with the show and just call this episode 1.
Episode 1. Let's do it. Many more to come.
If you have any ideas, we want to have it interactive, where it's not just like I pick the topics, you pick the topics. Give us some topics to talk about. As the show goes along, we're gonna evolve. Like this set right here, this isn't our final set. Right now, we're here in Muse Production Studios in Lake Success, New York. What you don't see on cameras, we have a soundproof room. We have a table over there where we're gonna have podcasts. And I think, Zeek and I will talk about it, but I'd like to film over there where we're gonna have the podcast station.
Okay.
It's gonna look like if you look at videos for Hot 97 or Power 105, that's the look it's gonna be. I think that's a good look because it's more comfortable, and not even that, we'll be able to have guests.
Right.
So if you're a basketball mind and you want to come, hang out, talk some hoops,
feel free.
DM us. Whatever, we'll talk with anybody. And I think in that spirit, we'll probably go outside, interview the people.
I thought you was gonna say lace up for a minute.
No. You can do that. No, my knees are too old. Hey, look, I think I'm strong as fuck, but my knees aren't. We're playing too much ball. But we'll go out. we're based in Long Island, Strong Island. So
That's a fact.
we'll probably go out. Maybe we'll go to a mall. Roosevelt Field or something. We'll go to Northeast Park in Freeport. Just talk to the people.
Let's go where they're playing basketball at. Why not go to Island Garden?
Right.
NX Generation over there in Westbury. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, with the time. See, young bucks don't care about the details. Hey, next gen is JLF. Come on, get it right. So we'll go out there, but let us know what you thought about this episode. If you have any ideas, like I said, make it easier for us because we don't have to work. We can just go off what they say.
That's a fact.
Thank you very much. We're grateful for the opportunity that you, watched this. We'll be even more grateful if you leave a comment and just, like the Instagram when we get it set up because it's not set up. I guess he's gonna have to.
Yeah, I will be the first to know when it's set up, though.
So check us out. Let us know what you think. Again, the Knicks fans, come at me. It's fine. I'll hire people to take you out. Thank you, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Full disclosure, you weren't the first choice, but you might be the best choice.
I like that.
Wait, I get that on camera?
Yeah.
No, though.
Make sure you put that. Make sure you put that in there. Make sure you put that in there, bro.